Situated in the central north of India, this is Bundelkhand, the land of courage personified. The tale of human survival can be traced by stone weapons found here dating back to millions of years. Archaeological evidences and beautifully carved idols in temples have been a witness to human creativity and constant flow of life through history. This land, nurtured with the blood and sacrifices, was given both fame and pride by Bundel Rajputs. Among renowned rulers of Bundelkhand, there was a Mughal Mansabdar and a friend of Emperor Jahangir, Raja Veer Singh Judev. He constructed a force on the Bangra hill in 1613 AD. This place was known as Balwant Nagar. Over a period of time, it became better known as Jhansi. For a long time, Bundelkhand remained a part of Mughal Empire and Bundel Rajputs were Mansabdars. When the power of Mughal Empire weakened, Bundel King Chhattisal asked for help from Peshwa Baji Rao first, and thus in 1730 Bundelkhand came under Maratha regime. In 1742, Maratha Peshwa made one of his Sardars, Naru Shankar, the governor of Jhansi and its adjoining areas. Naru Shankar not only extended the fort but also worked for the development of Jhansi city. Between 1796 to 1840, Shivrao Bhau constructed the safety wall around the city. In the meantime, the treaties of 1802 and 1817 between Marathas and the British brought Jhansi under the power of British Empire instead of Peshwa's rule. Unending demands and constant interference by the British in day-to-day management became Jhansi's destiny. The king became merely a puppet. Damodar Rao, the adopted son of Raja Gangadhar Rao, was denied the legal inheritance to the throne, and after the king died in 1853, Jhansi became a part of British Empire, and it was decided that his queen Rani Lakshmi Bai be granted the pension of 60,000 and be permitted to live in the fort. But the queen called it unfair and said, "मैं अपनी झांसी कभी नहीं दूंगी." Rani raised her voice against this injustice, but the British were unaffected. Jhansi was not the only state to be affected by this injustice of the British rule. Most of the states were already taken over by the British or were being eyed to be taken over. Bahadur Shah Zafar, king of Delhi, was only a king in name. In reality, he was imprisoned in the Red Fort by the British. Nana Sahab was a Peshwa, but in the eyes of the British, he was merely a pension holder. Preparations were on to declare Wajid Ali Shah, the ruler of Awadh, as an unfit one. It was rumored that the Indian sepoys of the British army were being fed with bone powder mixed flour, and that the cartridges were greased with cow and pig fat, which made sepoys suspicious of losing their religion. Sparks of unrest finally gave way to the outbreak of the very famous mutiny against British rulers by Indian sepoys on 10th of May 1857 in Meerut. The flames of mutiny, starting from Meerut, reached till Delhi, and under the leadership of Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar, converted into a huge fire of rebellion. In Kanpur, Nana Sahab looked up to the Mughal emperor as his leader, and Awadh caught up the mutinous fires under the leadership of Begum Hazrat Mahal. In Bareilly, the unity between Muslims and Hindus was such that all efforts by the British of creating a rift between the two failed miserably. The news of rebellion in Delhi reached 12th Bengal Native Infantry in Jhansi on 5th June 1857 in form of a small paper chit which kick-started the mutiny in Jhansi as well. On 6 June 1857, 4 British officers were slain to death. Jail officer Bakshish Ali turned rebel, leading the mutineers, and the prisoners were also freed. Britishers now were in delicate position and had no other option but to retreat inside the fort with their families. The rebels started firing cannons towards the fort and declared Rani as their leader. On 8th June, Captain Gordon was killed by a musket. There was neither artillery nor any food left inside the fort. Under the leadership of Captain Skene, Britishers had no other option but to come down. In order to win the fort, many mutineers died. All the British prisoners were slain to death by the rebels in Jokhanbag. Jhansi was free from the shackles of British regime. On 11 June 1857, the mutineers started moving towards Delhi. Rani Lakshmi Bai narrated all the details of probable mutiny to the Commissioner of Sagar through diplomatic letters written on 12th and 14th June and requested for peace in Jhansi. The answer was positive. Lakshmi Bai was known as Manikarnika as a child, and her childhood was spent in Nana Sahib's Bitur. Rani was well aware of the Britishers. Along with her management of the state, she also started strengthening her cavalry. Very soon, a huge combined army of Bundels, Marathas and Pathans came into existence. Famous for their devotion and valor, Kabuli Pathans were the security guards of Rani. There were more than 30 howitzers and 500 kilograms of gunpowder in the fort to combat with the British. Chanderi, Orcha, Shahgarh, Kanpur, Sagar, Gwalior, Jalon, Kalpi, Kanpur. The pressure by the insurgents was increasing rapidly. Rani was constantly in touch with the rebel leaders. In September 1857, after the downfall of Delhi Sultanate, Britishers became more confident. On 14 February 1858, Rani declared war against the Britishers. Rani's father, Moropant Tambe, who was called Mama Sahab by people of Jhansi, was helping the radicals. Under Major General Hugh Rose, British army was stationed at the outer ring of Jhansi. After seeing the city and the strength of fort, he decided to spy on the fortification and the storage of the ammunition with the help of the engineers. After 5 days, they came to the conclusion that constructed on a natural high hill, the walls of the fort, supported by 60 to 20 feet wide towers, were impenetrable. But Hugh Rose did manage to find series of 5 loopholes at several places, and to protect his army from attack from the fort, he made a proper strategy for the siege. On 25th March, Hugh Rose started shelling on the fort. The British were taken aback by the return fire from the battery inside the fort, leading which was Ghulam Ghaus Khan. It was cannons from both sides. Women and fakirs were seen handling the battery. Many localities of Jhansi were on fire. Suddenly, one fatal cannon took Ghulam Ghaus Khan's life. Meanwhile, Tatya Tope's army came from Kalpi to fight for the fort, but it was an unsuccessful attempt. Rani realized that it was impossible to protect the fort. Eventually, on the night of 4th and 5th April, Rani, with her foster son and few loyal escorts, succeeded in leaving the fort. Rani's father, Mama Sahab, was caught outside the city and was hanged by the British. Each one of Rani's security guards fought valiantly and claimed many British lives. British army was butchering people openly on the streets of Jhansi. Hundreds of innocent civilians were killed in each raid carried out by the British. Those who somehow managed to escape from the flames were brutally shot by British gunmen. The shades where some civilians tried to seek refuge were torched. The women and children who survived this massacre had neither the cloth nor the wood to perform their last rites. Meanwhile, facing British army at a number of places, Rani reached Kalpi and then to Gwalior. A terrible fight ensued between the Queen and the British army led by Lieutenant Harding, Captain Heneage, Captain Poor and Lieutenant Raleigh. On 18 June 1858, Rani acquired martyrdom as she was hit by a carbine shot. Although a hardcore enemy, Major General Hurons could not refrain from admiring the unflinching courage of the Queen.
बुंदेले हर बोलों के मुंह हमने सुनी कहानी थी खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी.
The Rani of Jhansi died, but the stories of her courage became immortal. Standing tall on 49 acres of land, Jhansi Fort, the walls of the city, Queen's Palace, and the graves tell the saga of first freedom fight. This is Jhansi Fort. Influences of Bundel, Maratha and British architecture are clearly visible in it. At the entrance of the fort, we see a cannon named Kadak Bijli. Belonging to the reign of Raja Gangadhar Rao Tilak, this cannon, looking like the face of lion, makes us aware of the strength and power it displayed during the mutiny of 1857. As soon as one enters the fort, in the southeastern front, there are graves of Ghulam Ghaus Khan, Khuda Bakhsh and Moti Bai, who died valiantly defending the fort, and they were buried here only. Here, Raja Gangadhar Rao used to attend the common man's complaints. Now we reach Panchmahal. This 5-storied building was originally constructed by Raja Veer Singh Judev. Rani Lakshmi Bai used it as a residence and meeting place. The upper floor was constructed by the British during their tenure. This Flagstaff Tower has been witnessing the rise and fall of many flags since Mughal era. The tricolour now swirling on this staff is the symbol of sacrifices made by our freedom fighters and of a glorious past. This rectangular platform in the southeast of the fort is the vault area. It is believed that Rani escaped out of the fort from here only. Now we move towards Execution Court. This was constructed during the reign of Raja Gangadhar Rao to hang criminals. The Skal Kotri was the jail built by Marathas. The British added one more floor to it. This side on the northeast of the fort was extended during the reign of Maratha ruler Naru Shankar. It became better known as Shankargarh. Here we find Amod Garden and a Shiv temple built by Maratha rulers. This is famous for its beautiful engravings. Rani Lakshmi Bai used to visit the place for worshipping. Now we proceed towards City Gate. Situated in the southeastern side, this is the main gate of the fort. It was closed down during British rule. Near City Gate is Baradari. Raja Gangadhar Rao constructed it for his brother. fountain and the flooring in floral and geometrical patterns in the center is worth looking at. Through an engraving in the center of this cannon, we come to know that it was Bhavani Shankar made in 1781. According to a popular belief among masses, it was vested with the powers of Devi Bhavani, hence was named Bhavani Shankar. Near City Gate is a Ganesh temple made during Maratha rule, which is quite impressive with its floral and geometrical carvings all over. Rani Lakshmi Bai used to come here for daily worship. Approximately 300 meters away from City Gate of the fort, this two-storied building is Rani's palace. This was constructed by Raghunath Rao II in the 18th century. Rani had taken shelter in this palace after the fort was captured by the British. There is a well and a fountain in the premises of this palace. The birds and animals and beautiful designs engraved upon the walls of the palace are a pulsating example of superior ornamental painting style prevalent then. There are 6 rooms in the palace. Out of these, 3 are in the southern side, 2 in northern side and 1 in the east. Most of the area of this palace was severely damaged by British shelling. The cenotaph of Raja Gangadhar Rao is located approximately 1.5 kilometers from Jhansi fort. This memorial was constructed by Rani Lakshmi Bai in memory of her husband. And this is Jokhan Bagh, where Britishers were massacred during the mutiny in 1857. The Archaeological Survey of India is constantly striving to conserve these witnesses of our freedom struggle. Let us keep these sites clean and beautiful so that the generations to come could feel proud of the legacy.